What's happening, guys? So today I'm going to talk a little bit about my perspective on this flex culture. You see, I grew up very young listening to hip-hop music and loving part of this culture and understanding it. But also, I've kind of distanced myself from the vanity and materialism and like over braggadocious, understanding of competition. And I understand it is the male energy to have boundaries, right? It's the male energy to be challenged in life. That's why a lot of men are obsessed with video games and things like this. So if you're not getting challenged by life and you have everything really easy, you're gonna develop this kind of entitlement or this kind of mentality, okay? There's nothing wrong with flexing per se. In the perception of the flex is what matters. So if someone has a Rolex watch and they're putting it up, or they're on a fancy luxurious yacht or a boat ride, or they're showing they have a new handbag on social media, whatever it is, right? You got to start to understand that they might not be doing that maliciously to try to flex on others or one up somebody, right? They might just be genuinely wanting to share their self-expression. Just because something is expensive doesn't mean that it has a higher, self-expression value or something like this. You know what I mean? I think that's bizarre to think about. You can't keep creating more of a duality with the poor and the rich like this, okay? We gotta be the Robin Hoods who take the power back into our own hands. Listen, people may disagree with this video or whatever. Like, you can go and flex all you want on your social media, but what are you really saying? What are you really demonstrating? You see what I'm saying? You wanna demonstrate survival. You don't wanna demonstrate that I'm trying to impress, because that's seen as insecurity. Also, I'm just some dude from India, right? Who you're listening to and watching on YouTube. So what I think of flex culture might be different to you. So there we have it, right? However, this is my understanding of it. I'm still flexing, but it's a different level of a flex. These beads, they symbolize my spirituality and who I am on this planet. Not that I'm flexing spirituality, but what am I demonstrating? I'm demonstrating to the outer world that I'm a spiritual being living a human experience. Okay, I'm a spiritual being living a human experience. Everything I do has an interpretation and a meaning. And that's what's important to understand. You see, my tattoos have a meaning. My lifestyle has a meaning. Everything that I do has a purpose and a meaning behind why I'm doing it. So right now I have a bit of a clogged nose, as you can tell. It's because I'm going through like a kind of an ascension flu, I believe. Something is happening with the energy right now that's just about to slowly tilt a little bit off of axis, or maybe we're speeding up the timeline once again for the trillionth time by now. So let me speak about flex culture in the sense of flow state, right? Because at one level, if you're trying to boast or like brag to somebody, it's got to be just a little tease. Like, in video games when you play like Street Fighter or Tekken, they have like one taunt or two taunts that they do, right? It's just middle finger, or it's like this, or it's something like this. Some kind of a move, some kind of a code, an imprint, a visual understanding of what they're expressing. The sad reality is this culture, this flex culture that we're creating, is really problematic for the upcoming recession that might be hitting, that a lot of people are talking about, investors are talking about, investing and all this kind of stuff, right? There are other people who have it a lot worse than you see? And you're just kind of like tempting them for no reason. You get what I'm saying? Like, at a moment where the world is in crises and you're there in your Bugatti, I mean, you go and do that, right? That's chill. But it's a little insensitive to go, oh, look at me in my, Rolls Royce right now, when next door to you, there's like a riot or something happening, or this kind of willful ignorance that we all live in, by not really taking care of ourselves, not really taking care of the planet. Yeah, whatever happens anyway, I mean, it's all coming to an end anyway. This kind of nihilistic or this depressing, pessimistic tale that you keep telling yourself. But it's all about how you perceive the reality that you're in, you see? It's all about perception. This culture, unfortunately, it's all about what you have and what you do with what you have. It's this demiurgic, like, materialism like pulling us towards all directions. Just because a bag from some specific luxury brand is more expensive, it doesn't take away from the expenses at another store. Process of like authentication. You get what I'm saying? So you can be perceiving and showing on social media that I'm like this, and this is how I want you to perceive me, and this is how I want you to perceive me, and also this is how I want you to perceive me. Instead, there's got to be, this is the way I express myself. This is the way I express myself. This is the way that I express myself. So it comes back down to your own inner authority and you taking control on how you're saying things, what you're saying. I'm really conscious about the words that flow out of my mouth. You get what I'm saying? Because I understand that my words create my world. Mr. Garfield right here. What you looking at, bro? You want some lasagna? He's trying to mean mug me right now. All right, buddy. The flexing does not have to mean one-upping. You get what I'm saying? So just because you have a good body, right? There's a kind of an insecure arrogance that takes over at times on people who go to the gym, and everywhere they go, they start flexing in the mirror, and everywhere they get into this like complex, this God complex or whatever, right? People who genuinely are making results and progress, they're humble, they're energized, they're moving forward, right? They're not really mentioning it or overextending their energy, right? Overextending themselves or overcompensating for anything, because they are who they are. You get what I'm saying? There's no extra push, there's no extra force in the mix. One thing that you can do that will drastically change around your life is when you breathe, when you inhale and you exhale, you gotta relax both times. A lot of people, when they inhale, they hold and they clench their muscles. They add extra tension in their face or their jaw or their entire body, right? I went to watch a movie the other day, right? And this person in the hall, right? This dude is just shirtless. He's not a very good looking dude either. He's just shirtless. You get what I mean? Like in the movie. And this guy yells out like a trauma response. He goes, "Put on a shirt." Okay, like this. Bro, like this is a pudgy dude, I'm sensing some projection coming in this moment, right? But I kind of acknowledge it, but then I don't get involved in that, right? It's not my storyline. Like, that's just something that happened around my presence, right? It's not something that I have to take care of in my mind and nurture for days and days. That's what happens to overthinkers, right? They nurture one thought like it's a sacred baby for days and days, but they're actually underthinking because they're going in a loop with their thinking. They're not actively going towards solving it, right? They're not asking for help because it's seen as weak. They're not doing anything out of their way to try to stand out or do anything respectable. The thing about it to understand is, how can I do my golden shadow work and humble brag or nonchalantly ninja flex, right? Is what we're gonna call it. So let's say you're doing woodwork as a man and you're just chopping wood. You've set yourself a task, right? Now, whether or not people perceive that as cool or wrong, or, oh, you're shirtless, or, oh, you're doing this wrong, everybody's gonna have their own opinions about that. That doesn't change the fact that you need to chop your wood, bro. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, you gotta get into the momentum and the energy of what you're doing and what you're creating and what you're saying out there. If I came in here like, man, come on, man. Oh, man, damn. Oh, man, God, ooh, I'm looking good, man. Sheesh. Okay? If I started the video like that, you guys are going, bro, calm it down, okay? Okay, we get it, right? We get it. You're good looking, okay? But where's the value, right? How can I soak in that presence like a tea bag, okay? That's a great analogy, by the way. So if you want to flex, if you have to, go ahead. There's a difference between showing off and showmanship, okay? That's a difference that you got to understand. One is showing off. I'm trying to impress. One is I'm feeling good. Hey, I'm going to just take my shirt off. Boom, right? And most women can't do that, so that's a tragedy. Just because someone has an Armani jacket, it doesn't take away from your regular, Zara jacket or whatever, right? It doesn't mean anything, right? These are brand names, these are labels. They're made to be sold to you. You are a consumer with these things. So the real solution to the flex culture is Are you consuming more than you are creating? If you are consuming more than you are creating, you're still in the trap. Yo, this feels good, man, to talk to you guys again. Scorpio season is up. My birthday is on the 26th, just so you guys know. We might do a live stream then or something like that, or something special, you know, some video. 29 tips before you reach 29 or something like that. Some kind of a video like that. I'll think about it though. But in any case, hope you enjoyed this video today. Remember, flex responsibly, okay? Don't overdo it with the sauce right now. One day at a time. You know, you still gotta show people who you are and what your personality is and what you represent. But don't make it like this thing where you're trying and vying for attention and vying for the eyes on you, even though it's an attention economy, right? That's kind of how mainly people are getting famous. It's like through polarizing stuff. You just want to be pretty determined, okay, once you start this mission. Oh, look, there's a dragonfly, symbol of transformation. Let's go, let's get it. Okay, that's when I know I got to end the video on a positive note like that. Let's go, Upward Spiral Gang. May we never be the same again. Os. See you later. Hit that subscribe button if you're new.